Cheers, everybody. This thing rocking. One of my Dominican cigars that I brought back from the cruise. Oh, it's good. I got things up a little bit different than normal. There we go. How are you all doing? Hopefully it's not hard for you guys to hear me. I'm gonna make sure that this gets shared. Oh, someone call me. Let's invite them. Let's invite them. There we go. Get that out there. To the groups so people can find us. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Hey, Georgie, good to see you. Thought I might have some company for tonight's hot tub party, but alas, my friends did not show. It was like 50-50 if they were going to show or not. The one has got PTSD and she's going through equine therapy. So she was busy riding horses. Said she would try to make it. I don't know what the other one's up to. Whew. This is nice. I don't see many comments. You guys leaving comments? I don't see many. Hopefully they're coming in. Let me take a look here. Because the other day I saw where it messed up. So okay. Looks like everything's working. Yeah, the other day it just stopped updating comments on me. That's okay though. Well, I tend to do these on Sundays. Sundays are generally my day. just a day where I can make it happen, you know? My two busy days are Wednesday and Thursday. Is this the latest for you? Yeah, I like doing this, Ed. Uh, who who doesn't like relaxing with a cigar in the hot tub? Cocktail. It's 95 degrees. The 95 feels good because it's a little bit warmer today. Made it up into the 70s, well, almost to the 70s. It was 68 today. So, yep, you made it. You made it. Do you guys hear me? That's the only thing. I'm like two cameras, so I could do like change the camera if need be. But I've only got microphones, so this is a Dominican cigar. Picked it up in Dominican Republic. It is a Jopito. Jopito. So they're not bad at all. Sound like I'm in a can. Yeah, that's the only downside about this. I brought the laptop out so that I could better read your comments. I was worried about that because the sound from the bubbles, which I can turn them off. Is that better? Uh, don't matter to me if the bubbles are on or off. I feel great. Oh, this is so good. Cigars on the cruise. Only had two of them. In fact, I gotta reach out to Brett. I think they're back. They're back or they're close to being back. I gotta see how they like their cruise. Uh, there we go. Didn't want that to burn a hole in my liner. That would stink. Sound a little bit better now? Ooh. Oh yeah, good luck with the VA. That's I had a lot of veterans reach out to me about those new VA rules, and it's really not that new of a thing. The only they do that with other conditions. If they give you meds and you're better, they reduce your like it's happened to me with hypertension, but they're extending it to PTSD. But right now the VA has put it on hold, but it's not that big of a change. Now, does it stink? Yeah, but
that's it's one of the VA's tricks, one of their many tricks that they do. Oh, this feels so good. So good. Before I got this hot tub, I considered doing bubble bath streams. Like, set up a thing where I sit in a bubble bath. How funny would that be? So stupid, but funny. Ooh, things are good. Things are good. Working for special monthly compensation. Yeah, a friend of mine had that, and then they took it away from her. So I'm familiar with special monthly compensation. That's one of those additional ways that veterans, yeah, once you get your 100%, you can focus on that stuff. Oh, I thought I heard coyotes. I think those are just dogs. It'll be great if we hear some coyotes. I had some that were coming out here in the field, out in front of my place. Dad was a Korea War vet. He was an MP, an Army, and he never took advantage of the VA after he left the Army. Well, back then, the VA used to really screw over veterans. So he probably tried to do VA claims and stuff, and they would just deny them. Like Congress would put money aside for veterans, and the people at the VA would act like it was their money, and they still do in some ways. They would much rather keep that money for them to get more pay raises, get more equipment, things to make their lives easier. I did find out, I got to really look into it. I have not checked out the documentary yet, no. But once I get a free day where I sit down, I will let you know. I did watch a funny documentary called Shut Up, Little Man. That one was good. Uh, hey, Yankee Bell, good to see you. Yeah, excuse me, the VA, you know, they they just make it so difficult. You want to like them on some days, but then they just start doing things, and it's like, why? Why do you have to be such a problem? I asked my dad years ago why he didn't take advantage. He said he was already seeing a doctor and didn't want to start over with a VA doctor. That's true too. I can understand that. But nowadays, yeah, they've made it a lot easier to get your 100% because they've been sued. They've been sued by many families of PTSD veterans. And I will, in Trump's first term, the VA got significantly better, significantly. And anyone who denies, a lot of people like to play politics. I really could care less when it comes to the VA and military and veteran issues. I will give credit where credit is due, and Trump did a good job in his first term. Uh, this second term, a lot of complaints, but really the things that people complained about were not substantial. I don't care if VA employees get my dog's trying to come up. I don't care if VA employees uh, lose their jobs. Like if you're not doing a job that is helping veterans uh, in some aspect, yeah, you need to be cut, and you should have to justify their job if you're a government employee. You should. This last year, everybody in the DoD had to justify their jobs. Literally had to write up, here's why this is important. But they evaluated every single one. Good, good. And my mom, they were both paying between 300 and 400 for their medications. Yeah, yeah. That is one really good benefit of the VA is you do get a lot of your medicines very cheap, if not completely free. There are some that you do have to pay for. And the thing is, even when you do, you pay below market price. That's so yeah. There's benefits. There's benefits to being a veteran, done a fully up claim. But it sucks for all those guys who went before us. But that's also why I fight to make our healthcare and our services better and better. Because, it's not about me, it's about the next guy. Yeah, there's some really good VA employees, some really good ones. And when I knock the VA, I am not knocking those employees. And some people can't detach from that. They think when I say, when I highlight some of these bad VAs, and I'm a bad VA system, they think I'm not knocking theirs. Hey, there's some people like I was talking with, like, great VA, and like I told them, I said, yeah, you got one of the best ones on you. Let's try to raise the standard to where that becomes that should be normal. What he's got should be normal. I'll tell you, I don't have it. But I'm in community care. And why am I in community care? I'll give credit where credit is due. Where credit is due. Obama created community care. It was created under him. But a lot of veterans still didn't have access to it. Trump expanded the access. Trump got the Mission Act passed, and the Mission Act means that we all have a right to community care. And I just talked to a veteran the other day who was in my VA system, and I said, yeah, you need. They are not getting appointments within 3 months. The Mission Act says if you can't get an appointment within 30 days, they have to put you in community care. And I'm in community care. I've got a local doctor. I don't have to drive an hour. I can drive 20 minutes down the road. I only have to drive down to Loma Linda for specialized services. Yeah, some of the VSOs really do suck, Ed. So there are some out there that suck. There's some that are great. And like California trying to stop these veteran claim pay places. My whole problem with that is, why are you not focusing on the VSOs being better? Why? Because that's why people turn to the pay places, because the VSOs have let them down. I was let down by a VSO. Nice guy, but it took him a long time to submit my stuff. And he was like, well, yeah, it doesn't matter. I was like, no, it does matter. And it took me 2 years to go from 0 to 50%. That is BS. I did. At that point, I had done 15 years. That is BS. And then when I went to a pay place, they got me from up to 70 in 2 months. And that's what I was paying for, was the speed. I wanted it done fast. And it took me another 2 years of working with them, and they got me from 70. Well, actually, in another 6 months, they got me from 70 to 90. And then a year and a half later, I got my 100%. And that was off of an appeal. It was not off a claim. The VA, things they had denied me before, they finally had to say, yeah, no, that was legitimate. You get that. make me feel like I'm a bother to them. Oh yeah, well, that's how some of these guys act. Yeah, the VA will take care of the funeral. I see. Yeah, you're dead. They will carry your funeral. They'll bury you in a national cemetery. They will cremate you. You can, if you're a veteran, you can get a Viking funeral. The Coast Guard will do a Viking funeral for you. It's pretty cool. Uh, Viking funeral. They lay your body to a small rowboat or something, light it on fire, and set it out there. And they do it in the ceremony. Me, I told my son it's his option what he wants to do with me. If, if really have, I'm always taken care of. The national cemeteries are one of the things that the VA does do. I will say that. See, there are parts of the VA I think do a great job. Cemeteries are one of them. Who tried to get mouthy with Mr. G? No one needs to be getting mouthy with Georgie's husband. Georgie was down in Alabama today. I hope that is going well. I don't know if you're staying down there. It's a pretty good cigar. I won't lie. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 70 degrees. Be in the 80s here. That means I got to start thinking about my garden. Apparently, I did transplant my lemon tree, and apparently basil is a good thing to plant around a lemon tree. So I did get some basil seeds, and I'm gonna try to get those. I'm gonna put the seeds down once the weather breaks and try to get those growing. I know the bunnies will be out here and they'll be eating the crap out of it, but I'd much rather than the than the lemons. Fireboat ceremony 100 yards offshore from the uh, Statue of Liberty with all the pumps. Oh, that's cool. From a fireboat. That's cool. Oh, I got someone watching, someone texting me. Let me share this with them. Okay, there we go. There we go. Hey, Harry, good to see you. Great to have you here. You guys like the short I put out today? All my pictures of glory. Someone trying to call me. I don't know who that is. Oh, this feels so good. So good on my back. I'm sure my doctor would hate the cigar, but fuck it. Oh, that feels good. Oh, helicopter coming over. And he's got his light on. They might be looking for somebody. Oh, I wonder if someone decided to run from the popo. I'm starting to hear it now and see the lights on it. That's a normal thing though here because we got the military base, so we get a lot of aircraft flying over, specifically kilos. Yeah, you might start to hear it here. He's looking like he might come right over the house. Nope, now he's turning. Yeah, they're looking for somebody. That's that's CHP or San Bernardino County. Yeah, he's in a pattern. Take care, Ed. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Oh, who heard? The haters heard I was doing a hot tub live. Those dummies. Uh, Damaged my cigar with wet fingers. Hold the wet part with my wet fingers and take off this wrapper. There we go. There we go. Yeah, you heard it. Yeah, it's in a pattern. It's flying away now. It's in a circle. It's flying in a big old circle. So they're looking for somebody. There you are, Trent. Good to see you. I was sharing a woman that I've been following on YouTube for a while. Uh, she's in Vietnam and she does all these outdoor projects. Like she built a pool. She dammed up dammed up a river and then had it generating power. Had a lot of off the grid stuff, and I sent it to Trin, and she said it's down south of her, like an hour or two. And Trin wants me to go out there to Vietnam. Said she'll show me around. I do want to go to Vietnam. Everyone I know who travels internationally, there's two places that they routinely tell me I need to go, and Nepal. This was a kind of a big one. It's a Dominican cigar. I picked it up while I was down there. But yeah, uh, this was kind of a big one. It's not incredibly fat. It was long. Um, Not like super long though. I've had like I if they're wrapped well, they last a long time. This one's wrapped very well. But I don't I don't smoke cigars that often. Like I said, I got back. I didn't smoke any on the cruise. I did buy some on the cruise, but I smoked one that you guys saw. I think I smoked that one on air, and this is my second one. Only when I'm doing something like this. My hot water heater. That's what that is kicking on. I In the coming weeks, I'm gonna have to move my lime tree outside. That thing is getting pretty big. So I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna put it and how I'm gonna irrigate it. I was looking at. I had cut off a pad of a what's the name? It's a cactus, prickly pear, and I put it down there. I've got all my trees, and I put it down next to my peach tree. And I wasn't sure how well it would go, and it looks like it's doing pretty good, right? Right, how? I I put up some new merch. I got some magnets up there. So if you guys go on the website, got some magnets. I gotta really do a better job of pushing that Give Send Go. I haven't been able to put any money in it because I didn't get paid until I'll get paid this week, and I'll put some money in it. And I'm not asking for a lot in there, but I'm gonna try to. I've been making calls to help Miss Dorothy Rose, uh, so I'll do. I still got to make some more calls because some people couldn't help specifically, but they did have numbers and people. I'm gonna do some reaching out. I think we I think we can help her significantly. Um, with the identity theft thing, that's going to be the hard one. Man, this has already been going a half hour. Man, time flies. Time flies when you are comfortable. Oh, this feels so good. This might be the last year for this hot tub, but I'll play this. When this one goes, I am getting me another. This has been so nice having this. Oh, my friend Kelly, can I come by your house and just get in that during the day? I'm like, hell yeah, you can. I don't care. But next thing I got to do, I got to work on this fence. I get this fence going. I, the things people did with this fence, it's ridiculous. Yeah, Lacey's inside. I didn't think. I forgot that I had deflated her, and uh, I've got my air compressor back here, but I got to unplug things to plug in the air compressor because I don't have. I got to put in another outlet right over there. Uh, but the washing machine breaking, that's more of a price. Actually, I'll be washing machine this week. Uh, my friend Kelly was trying to tell me to buy it through the exchange using a star card. I might do that. I don't know. I don't. But they have a 6 month same as cash, so that I might do. So yeah, if you buy it and you pay it off within 6 months, it's zero. So, but I might buy a used one. There's a lot of people out here that take broken down washing machines, fix them up, and then sell them for $50. And with mine, I paid $100 for it. Was never going to be a forever washing machine. Which I might move a couple things around. I don't know yet. I got to start selling stuff. I got stuff I got to just get out, either just get rid of or sell. And yeah, I do want to work on the front of my property too. to build a rock wall out there. I think that'll be a nice feature piece for when people come to visit and stuff. Just don't buy used. I'm probably going to get the male book out so Lacey has a boyfriend. Kelly wants to dress her up, which I'm going to get. You know what? I got to talk to my friend and see about some smaller clothes. She's got some daughters, and I gave her some clothes that were they used to be Thomas's. I was like, here, whatever. If you grow on any of these, you know, great. If not, give them away. Uh, yeah, when it comes to like clothes and stuff, I prefer to give them to people that I know will use them. And she's got two young girls, so I know what that was like. The young parent. Excuse me, guys. I'll go right behind you. Have me a beer. Yeah, being a parent, having kids that outgrow clothes real fast. I cut my nails today, and I couldn't get my nails under the thing. Nails short. I don't like long nails. That was one thing about the military that some guys they just had a problem. It was like, just trim your nails, dude. Just trim your nails. Like I trim mine every other day. But some of these guys, they had like long nails, and they're getting yelled at for it. It's like I got in trouble one time over a haircut, which was big because you got to understand me. I never got in trouble for a haircut, so this was a big deal. And I got in trouble because my haircut was not fresh. It was with this. I got it cut on a Thursday instead of Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. On Monday, and they're like, "Your hair's not fresh." I'm like, "Within regs." They're like, "We didn't say within regs. We said fresh haircut on Monday." I was like, "Okay, you know what? You're right. I'll take my lumps. I'll adjust my thing because I was getting my haircut on Thursday because I didn't have to face a huge line, so I was in and out. How are you doing, Heavy Hair? This feels so good. Oh, you guys were in here. I could fall asleep out here. You like what's his name from Friends that died? Hold off on the bald jokes. Why would you do that? Some people think that bothers me. You bald. I'm like, okay, what, what's your point? Downside about a cigar when one end gets wet, it starts to disintegrate. I don't want. If I had my one cutter, I'd cut it again. Try to clean it. The door on this thing, we had a windstorm last year and it blew it off. I still got the door down here, but I'm not going to put it back on. the wind tends to blow this way, and they had it opening like this. So one gust of wind just would blow it wide open. So what I want to do is keep the measurements and get a new one and mount it on the other side. That's what I want to do. The other thing I thought about doing was putting those little snaps and getting me some canvas, like how a boat has, and then just snapping it on. And but I don't know if I want to pull out. I've got in my trailer. I've got a sewing machine. And I used to do a lot of sewing. Uh, pretty good with it. I'm 8 years out of practice, so I don't know if I want to sew some canvas. I don't even know if I have the right stuff to sew canvas. You know what my one buddy used to do? We were talking, now he vapes, but he used to smoke. And he used to carry a pack of cigarettes. And he goes, people never pay attention to what pocket you put your cigarettes in. He goes, I'd go to the smoke pit, grab out a cigarette, put my cigarettes away, light up, and someone say, can I get another cigarette? And he goes, I'd reach into my other pocket where I always kept a pack of cigarettes with one cigarette. And I'd be like, oh, it's my last one. And they'd be like, no, I'm not going to take your last one. He had a whole full pack in the other pocket. That's and we were talking. I never dipped, but I used to buy dip and take it out to the field, and all the guys who dipped, a couple days in the field, they'd start running out. I wouldn't like give them crazy amounts, but I'd be like, oh yeah, I got some dip, but you're gonna pay me double for it. I'd make money out in the field. He would do the same thing too. He's like, oh, I wouldn't. He goes, I would make them pay like 4 or 5 times the price. He's like, if they were that stupid and didn't bring it up, I'm like, well, I wouldn't do that. But I would come back with a little extra jingle in my pocket. Yep, the decoy pack. It's one good thing about a military uniform. There's a lot of pockets to put cigarettes in. I never smoked cigarettes though. I used to only smoke cigars if I was golfing, but I don't golf the way I used to. Golf with me, I either do it a lot or I don't do it at all. Uh, I know one thing I wanted to do with this channel was go to the different military installations and golf on the courses and make videos and do reviews on them. I think that would be good because there's a lot of veterans who, when they retire, they just want to go golfing. And excuse me, you can golf on some pretty nice courses down in San Diego. Like there's like 4 or 5 military courses, and they're beautiful. So like a lot of retirees, a lot of military retirees who buy trailers go and they golf in those. And yeah, it's I've talked to Brett about that. Just doing reviews about the different bases and the RV parks on the bases, because that's a whole section of life right there. I've met several veterans who they just live in RVs now. They're like, no, we just take our RV, go wherever, and it's not a bad life. Mine is pretty big, but that's because I lived in it, and I might live in it again. Was actually talking to someone today about when I get this place to where I feel comfortable renting it out. Again. Trying to re-enlist in the Marines. Yeah, I think they could do it now. There was a time where trying to come back in after getting out was tough. which to me, it's a lot of content. It is, but it's good content. It's what they call evergreen content. A lot of these people, especially in the what the hell space, a lot of them just do lives, okay, and they don't break it up. You got to do lives, you got to do videos, you got to do shorts. Now, if you guys watch this channel, you know I the one I don't do a lot of is videos, but that's because videos take a lot of time. So I've learned you can do some videos that like your lives where there's not a lot of editing involved. I was just talking with a streamer about last week, and he spent so much time editing. He goes, I was like, no, dude, I get it. And he said, yeah, now doing videos were not necessary. And I said, yeah, that's totally understand that. Yeah, if you're doing a lot of videos like what Jeremy does, you're going to grow the fastest. But some of these people only do lives, and lives are good for building a community, like having you guys all here. But a lot of that stuff is not going to bring you views. Like some of my videos, and I pay attention to this. I got videos that will get me 30 views in a week. Okay. So if I don't do a lives and I don't get a lot of views from those lives, I'm still okay, pretty good on the views. You're watching those older videos, and those older videos will pull you in, stuff. But you gotta. They say it's got to be niche content, not necessarily. If you're answering a question, and you guys have seen me do those will always do well. And if you're doing a review, those generally do well. It's why I do like the veteran cocktails, and when I do my if I do somewhere I'm making something recipes, those do well. A lot of my service dog videos do very well. So I'm now to a point where I have enough that I could probably not stream for a week and do very well, like on the cruise. I was still pulling in, a couple thousand views from that other stuff because you start looking. Okay, this one's got 30, this one's got 50, this one's got 120, and that stuff it's out there. It works for you. But there's a lot of streamers who only do live streams. And live streams are good for your community, but if you're looking on those for your views, you're going to always be chasing those views, always. And I started doing. If you guys noticed, I've been more shorts recently because I found a really easy way to make some. And yeah, I told Georgie about it, and Georgie was like, "Whoa, you were right about those." I was like, "Yeah." Now with shorts, you don't make as much money, but you get way more views, way more views. I had 2 days ago, I had 5,000 views in a day. 5,000 views in a day, but not just from one video. It was I had two shorts that were getting a lot of views. I had my live streams, which were doing pretty good, and then I had my videos that are out there that always just solidly pull me in views. And we're in January, pretty much right after Christmas and through January, I was doing different things that I know it wasn't going to pull me in a ton of views. I would, a lot of these people, I got 500 views. Okay, good on you for a live stream or for a video. Good on you. But is it going to pull in that next week? No, it's not. Will it pull in 50 next week? Probably not. So when you're doing stuff like that, you're constantly chasing the audience. And I'll tell you what got hit on me was my click through rate. Your click through rate is how much of your stuff are people watching. And my click through rate dipped down. But this month, because of me doing the shorts, and because I did a couple videos that were short videos, they're not going to put. I'm not going to get paid a lot of money, but it boosted my click through. It tells YouTube, hey, put more of this channel's videos out, people. And by doing that, that's why I got so many views in just a day. Uh, but I've got more shorts. I've got like 3 weeks of shorts, all scheduled, all scheduled. So it's not a like they're not shorts are not hard to do, which is why I don't understand why more people aren't doing them. They're very easy. They're very short. But once I found a way to make up a lot of them, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm using this. And yeah, so I've got stuff that I probably could put it out now, and I know it's going to pull me in a ton of views, but I'm trying to space it out and try to keep that click through rate up. Because I had the one that I did, 87% of the people that it was put in front of watched it. That's huge. That is huge for your click through rate. It was only a 30-second short, but 87% of the people watching it, and it pulled me in a bunch of likes. Because they also look at of the percentage of people that watched it, how many also gave you a like. That also helps your click through rate. I've only done music. Yeah, music. That's some good content, especially if it's something that is not topical. Like if you're doing okay, and I've done parody songs, but parody songs are topical. Like I did one that was I did a spoof of Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer, and I put Grandpa Got Run Over by Gwyneth Paltrow back when she ran over. There was the whole court case, so I did that parody song as a video. That was topical. So while that did well, while that case was in the news, once it fell out of it, no one's watching that video anymore. Gaming can be good, but there's a lot of gaming streamers. Now, one thing I started doing, and Mama Coop kind of followed me, was I started doing Quiplash. And Quiplash is fun, but it's a game where your community can take part. So it's not just like gaming; like the fans are a part of it, which is really good content because it again that keeps people in your lives for a longer time. Um, so that's pretty good. But having like just doing random gaming content, which I do like you guys have seen me play Arkham Asylum, the American Trucker streams. Those are fun. Those are better when you have other people playing and where you're doing something. Like if one of you guys said, "Hey, come play," and I'm shocked that more people don't ask me to stream with them because I'm normally pretty happy to stream with other people, especially if they're a smaller creator. I don't want this fall to go out. I'm happy to stream with other people, um, especially smaller creators. You want me to play a game with you? I'll jump in there and play a game, but I'll promote your stream and we'll do it on your stream so you get the views. I'm happy to do that. American Trucker I think is good because you can play with other people. Um, Trying to think other games like a lot of the sports games you can do that stuff with. The Quiplash game I think is good to do that with. The downside with gaming is you need a good computer. You need a gaming computer. I've had people be like, well, I'll do it on a game. Is it a gaming laptop? Here's what I recommend with gaming streams. This is going out on my laptop. It's sitting right over here. When I stream it, okay, I'm playing the game on my desktop, but I'm streaming it through my laptop. And that's how I do it because it's easier for me to control. I don't have to do anything funny with anything. I'm just in my live stream as if I'm a guest. Uh, but for my laptop, I don't turn on the what do I say? I don't turn on the mic. I don't turn on the webcam. It's just streaming everything out, and that way, it's not taking up the resources of my desktop. My desktop resources are only going towards the game, so I don't get any lag during the game. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is, Cinder. Uh, yeah, uh, and I that's really great content. And that's here's the other thing. I like if someone invites me in their stream, I'm gonna try to do something to make their stream memorable. You know, um, just because if someone's gonna bring me in as a guest, um, I have to bring something to their show. You know, and to me that's only fair. Some people don't do that, and then they just sit there on live stream, and it's like you're not really doing anything for the audience. And that's the one thing about this. When you do these things, you have to be entertaining. That's why when I was sniping the flea streams, I was making fun of them as I went because I was trying to be entertaining. Um, I know that that annoyed them, which was fun, but I also recognize that's not something I want to do every night. I didn't watch Jeremy's stream yet. I'll watch that tomorrow. Uh, I generally catch his Sunday lives after the fact. So yeah, I think I smoked everything of that. So I'll watch that tomorrow. But was there any big reveals out of it? Because I know you guys like I love watching his members only. I've been watching those a lot more. Uh, he's back doing the content he wants to, and hey, good on him. I'm happy for him for that. Uh, it's very frustrating when things are happening and you can't do the content you really want to get to. And there's been content I wanted to do that, like I was doing in January, where I was like, this is not going to get me a lot of views, but I had a reason why I was doing that content because I'm using it to springboard into other things for the future, so that I can be like, oh, well, I've done streams on this, and then when I can provide those to people and say, hey, yeah, I've done these streams. A lot of my interviews uh, don't get a lot of views, uh, but I do them for a reason. Some of those interviews have opened doors for me that I never would have got just doing my coffee streams. And a lot of people just, I don't think they look at the bigger picture. Like when I named the channel Veteran Nation, they wanted it to be like Veteran Mike and friends, and like I'm trying to think of other things that they suggested. Like they kept bringing up Valor, and I am so. It's funny because I saw a streamer today who is an Air Force guy, and Hero was in the name. I'm not going to bash him. Hero was in the name, and I never wanted to do Valor or Hero. I just don't feel like That's not me. I'm not going to try to do or say anything like that. Oh, my battery's getting low. Just FYI, guys. So I'm probably going to have to end this. Um, Optics are important. Yeah, I'll do I'll do content where I just make fun of stuff. I like doing it. I also like having conversations with people. Uh, but you also have to vary it because you don't want your brand. And that was one thing that me and Tug talked about was he was like, "Wow, you're really on top of your brand." He was like, "I've searched Better Nation, you came right up." And some people who do like you know uh, crafting with Mike, that is going to kind of box you in, and now you have to look at rebranding later. I don't think with Better Nation, I don't think I have to rebrand. And I was also very big on I wanted to be known as the skipper. I didn't want it to be Mike Arthur stuff out there. I wanted to remind myself I do have to be a character for the camera. If this just conks out on me, it's because my battery's running low. I do have it plugged in, but apparently it's still draining. So I love the coffee streams too. I think they're a fun way so I can get content out there, but also just talk to people and talk about things I want to talk about, things that are on my mind, things that are on your guys' mind. Um, I know people are like, "Oh, Skipper's not doing Jeremy Hale's content." No, I will when there's stuff to talk about. Oh,
Okay, there I am. All right. So, yeah, the laptop died on me. So, we will do this to finish up. But, yeah, I know people were like, oh, Skipper's not doing Jeremy Hill's content. I still will. Just has to make sense. I'm not going to do fleece comment, like content. I don't care about what they're saying. Uh, it's bullshit and it's dumb. Oh, you're taking a bath outdoors? It's not too cold. It will be cold here in a little bit. And the wind's starting to pick up too. But I do have a vision for where I want this channel to be in 1 year and in 5 years. And I'm doing a lot to work towards that. Uh, I don't want to give up what I'm doing because I know if I tell people what I'm doing, they're going to try to steal it. Because a lot of people, as you guys know, a lot of people, and I don't care about people. If someone was like, "Oh, so and so is doing coffee streams; they're stealing from you." Do a coffee stream; it doesn't bother me. I stole it from Scott Adams. uh, y- Find what works and steal it. But I am doing things with a mind on where is this going to take me. You know, um, and I'm trying to do that type of stuff with a mind for that. So like me, I'm starting to talk more about sports. So will I be doing more sports streams? Yes, I will. uh, I'm not going to tell you guys where I intend to go with that. I do have a plan, and if it comes to fruition, which I think it will, it'll be very cool. And And I don't think a lot of people are thinking about that. I think they're just thinking about today. I gotta do a live stream and talk about the new stuff in the court case today. I mean, that's fine, but you're chasing some views, right? Right. So, but here's the thing, Senator. Like, I'll talk to people one on one about it and just say, hey, don't broadcast this. This is what I'm doing. Here's where my thoughts are with it. And for other people who are doing stuff and thinking about where they want to go, uh, ooh, that was deep. Sorry. Um, I'll help other creators with that. I've been helping my buddy Chris. If you see, I shared his stream today in the ecosystem. Chris is doing like Sunday Bible study and fellowship. And I think that's a great, great thing. I think it's an underutilized thing. There are channels out there where that's all they do. I wouldn't want I wouldn't want that to be my brand. If you do, hey, good on you. But I think it is a good way to build out your brand. I think it'll bring new people into your brand and to your channel. And I've told several people, um, you should do like, you know, if you don't want to do a coffee stream, do a daily prayer. That's an easy live to do. Be like, hey, we're just gonna, do a prayer on these days, and anyone who wants prayers, we'll send it in to me, and we'll do it. And I think that's a really good thing. Some people are not comfortable talking about their faith, and I get it. I totally get it. Um, I am a sinner. I do go to Bible study with my one buddy when it works for me. He invites me every week. I do enjoy when I go. Uh, I do go to church. Do I go as often as what I probably should? No, it's not an every week thing for me. But when I go, I'm like, I'll go for me when I know I need it. And as far as religion with me, I like to come at things at more of a philosophical aspect. Because people will debate over the Bible and dogma and all that stuff. But I think when you start talking about philosophy, I think people are less resistant. And I'm probably going to start talking more about Stoicism, which is a great philosophy if you've never studied it. That's okay, Karma. Yeah. I actually shaved today, so it's nice and slick. And when I say I shaved today, I'm talking about up here. I'm not talking about the gross stuff that I know some of you people are thinking. Georgie will text me and be like, "Did you shave everything?" Oh, I should probably do videos while I'm shaving my head. What do you guys think about that? Just talk about something. I got one video I need to upload to go out this week. It's kind of a response to one of my shorts that I did that got a lot of traction, so I'm gonna do a follow-up to it. Uh, I thought about doing more like some of my training that I do with Glory. I thought about doing some videos about that. See, yeah, see some Sender, yeah, some of you guys got the same mindset I have. That's right where my mind goes. I'm sure someone's gonna have a problem with me having this on camera too. You're a Christian, but you're drinking. I'm a Catholic. You almost have to drink if you're Catholic, and I'm Irish Catholic too. And what's funny is I've been doing more of my genealogy, and we have a side where we know we were German and Irish. We knew that. But the other side, we were told we were Welsh. Apparently, we're not that Welsh. We are primarily from Northern Ireland. We do have some Scottish, and on both sides we have people from. We always said German, but they're actually from Lorraine, Alsace, which is it's officially France, but it's like right on the border, so it's German speaking, and we are from the more German cultural side, even though they're French. So it's quite interesting. Oh, no worries, Karma. I appreciate you coming in. Those who are like, hey, I gotta go, doesn't bother me. I jump in people's streams all the time, and I'm like, hey, I just wanted to jump in, say hello, give you a comment, give you a view, give you a like, and if I can, I'll share it out uh, because that helps. All that helps. Uh, you don't have to sit in my live the whole time. Ugh, beer is so heavy on your stomach. You know what's funny about that, Cinder? I had a Christian one time tell me, no, he didn't actually turn it into wine. It was grape juice. I'm like, look, Jesus was Jewish. Now, yeah, it's Jewish wine that he most likely turned into, and it's very sweet. Don't know if you've never tried Jewish wine, you should try it. Just go into your liquor section and find the Manischewitz. uh, but yeah, that's what you should expect. Jesus turned it into. Was that Jewish wine has its own process? It doesn't ferment as much as the wine that we think from like France. So it is a little bit different, but yeah, it's wine at the end of the day. And the thing is, of course, it was fermented at least partially, and they did it that way back then because it killed bacteria. I did learn something today. Speaking of bacteria, do you know that when Alexander the Great died, they had to transport his body essentially from Iran to Egypt because he was buried in Alexandria. Uh, and they, when they transported his body, they knew it would, it would decompose. So what they did was they encased him in honey because honey kills the bacteria. Yeah, yeah, and that's why if I really talk about religion, I'll talk about like the philosophy because if you're talking the philosophy, it's not as loaded with emotion. And I really don't think I really, maybe it's because I grew up Catholic. I don't put a ton of emphasis on the Bible said this and it means this. The Bible, in some places, was written literally. In some places, it was written poetically. So, yeah, and a poetic license is trying to give an emotion rather than um, a how to step by step. Your sister jumps in and then leaves. Would that be karma? Uh, but yeah, I find it funny, like the way some of these people have acted, and the way some of these streamers. It's like you can do that, you're never gonna grow. Like, or your growth is gonna be very slow. Some of the things I'm doing, I'm not gonna see the growth for probably a year, but I'm establishing myself in a certain framework. Right, right. And maybe I benefited because years ago I took some classes on marketing. Okay, karma. And I still am thankful I took that class on on marketing, and I took that long after I had my degree. Well, I now don't have a drink anymore, so I'm probably going to end this. Get out and charge my laptop. I don't know why my laptop didn't charge fully. It's been on the charger, but I didn't follow up with it, so excuse me. I probably also should have used my son's laptop because he's got a gaming laptop, and that could handle things a little bit better. But now I got the hiccups. Uh, like one thing I do want to do is go back to my hometown. Uh, I'll talk about this one. I do want to go back to my hometown, do some videos there about things that were important to me growing up there, things that affected my life. I haven't been back to my hometown since uh, 2008. So that's one thing I'm laying the groundwork for, talking to people. Uh, that if I go back there, I'm like, hey, I want to do this. The problem I have with going back to my hometown is my family's going to be like, oh, we want to come up there. But I know what that's going to turn into. It's going to turn into a distraction where they got things that they want to do, but it's going to be nothing compared to what I want to do. I want to go for things that are important to me, things I want to show my son, things I want to show the audience. And they're going to be like, why do you want to go there? And I'm going to be like, well, just stay down in Columbus. I'll take a weekend at my hometown, go around, do the things I want to do, and then I'll meet up with you guys later. But yeah, like I could probably get my one brother to go around and do stuff with me because I know a lot of the things that I'm talking about or that I want to talk about are important to him too. But my other brother and my parents would be like, "Why do you want to do this? This is dumb." I'm like, I already know. It's just things that are not important to them, but it's things that are important to me. Like places I used to go, uh, and where I used to hang out, and where I've got a lot of good memories. And they might not like those places, but I do, or at least I did, and I want to show it. So stuff like that's what I'm planning on. That's just one example. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate you guys all being here. Sorry for the little stutter step there, but I'll be back probably in the morning, and I'll talk to you guys later. As always, thank you for being worth serving.